Good day, everybody. Sorry I'm late. Good day, good day, good day. This is a very good morning. We are on the Rules Handbook Tuesday. We are in the Rules Handbook, a guide to creating loving and lasting relationships by Sherrie Schneider and Ellen Fein. And they are the New York Times best-selling authors of the rules. Now, my intention is to inspire you to have a great morning and day and to feel that you've gotten a morsel of that you've got morsels of a thought of wisdom. Um, when we do the right things, that's a part of that's when we do knowing the right thing to do is a part of wisdom, and then actually doing them is making virtue. So we want to create a world that's got more virtue in it, and here we are. All right. So today I am going to read number 289. Yes, we'll read that one again. Day 289. Not kidding. You are probably thinking you've got to be kidding, and that we are asking you to be a Stepford wife. Don't worry, we're not. Stepford wives are robots without brains. You have a brain and a personality. You just have to be feminine, not masculine. By doing the rules for marriage, we are feminists and believe women can do whatever they want except with men. We can run a business, climb the corporate ladder, train for a marathon, buy a condo, and even run for president of the Condo Board Association or president of the United States. But we have to defer to our husbands and not treat them like coworkers or girlfriends because it doesn't work. The majority of men like to feel that they are in control. Day 290. Empowered partner. Before the 1970s, most women prided themselves on being great homemakers. Do you remember the beaver cleaver? Yeah. Before the 1970s, most women prided themselves on being great homemakers. It was a noble and respectable position in the family. Now, to feel worthy, women have to be the best worker, the best mother, the best yoga devotee, the best PTA member, the best Facebook friend, the best 5K runner, and the best fundraiser. Those are a lot of roles to play and be the leader of. Take a deep breath and decide where and when to use your valuable energy. Choose your battles carefully and where to invest your time and energy. You might ask, why do I have to give up some of my power at home when my partner already married me? And in many cases, I know how to do things better. Marriage is a dance of the masculine and feminine. Let the masculine lead on the dance floor of marriage so you don't stumble over each other. Now, in ballroom dance, social dance, if you if the woman leads a little bit, the man thinks that her dancing is atrocious because, I'm like, no, we want to go this way. No, we want to go that way. Or I want to do a turn. You know, that makes the man look awkward. You know what I mean? It just makes the pair look awkward because when she isn't leading, he is leading. So if she were leading all the way through, it might look less awkward from the outside, but it would emasculate the man in the dance of marriage. You see, you see. Okay, day 291. Sure. Once you see that marriage is not always 100% equal in every area, your relationship will become easier. Sometimes you may feel like you're carrying a heavier load. Try not to keep track of every favor or sacrifice you've made and expect your offerings to be returned someday. This expectation will just be exhausting, causing you to become weary and unfortunately vengeful. So if he asks, can you do this errand? Or let's visit my parents this weekend. Or don't spend money this month, work is slow. Or whatever, your higher self will choose to be a team player and say, sure. If he requests a prenup, there must be a good reason, and if you love him, you will understand. If he doesn't want a joint account, don't. If he says no to a sleepaway camp because money is tight, even though all of your friends are sending their kids away, agree. If he wants more intimacy, try to agree. If he says he's too tired to be intimate, don't nag him to do it. Therefore, there are no fights because you're a team player. It sometimes makes a man feel like he's in control. And when he feels like he's in control, he feels like he's at ease. Men are built that way. When John Clark, am I right? Um, that when a man feels like he's in control, everything is grounded for him. Whereas if he doesn't feel like he's in control, he's not grounded anymore. It's a very interesting phenomenon because with women, if somebody says something different, you go, and we can still feel grounded in the same place. But for men, it's different. Somehow, I've discovered that myself, my personal observations. Day 292. Be on the Saint plan. Be supportive and a team player with whatever your situation is, be it financial, medical, or emotional, and with stepchildren, ex-wives, and so on. You will never win the marriage game by having wars with your mean in-laws, complaining about his kids from previous marriage, or coaching him about his career, weight, beer buddies, or baseball card collection. Forget it. Successfully married women know who they are married to and try not to argue. I almost read that word as agree. Do you think Kate Middleton told Prince William that she didn't want to visit the Queen or pose for Buckingham Palace or People magazine photographers? We don't think so. Learn from her and be as a positive role model. Day 293. Not fair. Okay, so you're probably thinking this is unfair. You probably have a lot of pet peeves. Why do I have to do so much work in my marriage? Why do I have to watch every penny while he wastes it on football tickets? Why do I have to pick up his dry cleaning when we both work 8-hour days? So I do all this work for what? So I have to be his cheerleader and put him first before friends and work for what? For the privilege of staying married, for no divorce lawyers, for no custody battles, for security, for growing old together. Just do it. It works. It's less work in the long run. There was a couple, Mary and can't remember his name, Fred, Mary and Fred Wider. Mary Wider told me they never argued. The time she told me that, she said they had been married for 50 some years, 56 years or something. They never argued. And I couldn't believe it. I was thinking to myself, oh, she must be lying. But she seems to be telling the truth. She seems very plain and honest about it. And I thought, wow. So she must have been doing the rules. Curb your enthusiasm. Ah, ha, ha, ha. Men usually, that show, Curb Your Enthusiasm? Um, it turns out that, what's his name? The star, David something, and what's his name? Sanders. So they're actually second or third degree cousins, it turns out. The KQED, not KQED, PBS staff that were creating the show about this DNA testing stuff, found out and said, you know who your second cousin is? And they each, Larry David, the one called Larry David, and Sanders. I want to say Ben Sanders. What's his name? Um, Bernie Sanders. So Bernie Sanders and Larry David turn out to be second cousins, and you look at them and you go, oh gosh, I would agree. Their faces, they both chuckled. They when what's the name, Sanders, found out about it, when he heard it, he goes, really? And he smiled, smiled, sort of like, I knew it, because they did look alike. Curb Your Enthusiasm, page 294. Men usually initiate intimacy, but what if you're the one with the higher physical drive? What about that? The higher physical drive. Should you suggest it? We think occasionally, as in rarely return his calls when dating. If your husband is a workaholic or is fine with being intimate once a week, leave him alone. You would prefer it 3 times a week, but you don't always get what you want. Don't be the aggressor in the physical department. Asking a husband who is tired to be intimate may be asking too much. Well, of course, you can initiate anything, but do so at your own risk, as he might say, not tonight, honey. And you might feel hurt. It's always better when he's in the mood. The part where it says, don't be the aggressor in the physical department. Asking a husband who is tired to be intimate may be asking too much. Of course, you risk being hurt. Anyway, the point is that, the prince that moved to L.A., Prince William, or I don't know their names. Anyway, there's this man in a show, American show, who has this British accent. I can't remember the name of the show either, but anyway, that man and the prince got together, for a whole day interview, so that they could focus on the prince for a show, and they wound up playing some physical games, and this man did his best, alongside the prince, but the prince always won. It was interesting. The prince always won. The prince would throw something a certain distance, and this guy would throw it in hefty and couldn't make it that far. So the prince always won. Guess why? I mean, the guy is letting him win, right? But making it look really good, right? So making it look really good. Sort of like, you go, oh, I don't want it more than once a week either. Just, and then you in the kitchen, not in the kitchen, but in front of the guests, you're kind of like, yeah, we're fine. That's the way to play the game. It's letting him win in that sense. There's nothing to say about it, I guess. Just let him win. That's the way they are, feeling grounded. Apply the rules to achieve your higher self. Number 1, it's okay to try to gently change cosmetic things about your husband, like his clothes or hairstyle, if he lets you. But don't try to change his essence. For example, don't tell him not to watch sports or go to the gym. If your husband wants to go to the gym, why wouldn't you want him to go to the gym? My goodness, right? I mean, when you do the rules, you have no reason to fear that he's going to go after pretty girls or anything like that. Because when you do the rules, he's always having to catch you. He's always thinking, oh, my wife's going to, oh God, she's got 3 things going on this weekend. Oh, I wonder if I can get her to, and then in the middle of, let's see. And he's trying to figure out the timing of it, right? So get him to occupy his mind with you by having yourself be a moving target. Right? That's a good idea, isn't it? Like football target, Anyway, 2, every time you think, I do so much, think of all the thankless, manly things he does, like changing the tires, taking out the garbage, and cleaning the grill. Oh man, I have a joke from the kindergarten days. I read a joke. The kid says, my father, my dad, he can wrestle tigers and he can climb a mountain, but mostly he just takes out the trash. Number 3, when you come home from work where you have a fancy title like Senior VP of Corporate Marketing and the investor relations, and run a staff of 50 people, switch from masculine to feminine mode, set, oh, sorry, switch from masculine to feminine mode. It's a declarative and an imperative. Switch from masculine to feminine mode. In other words, declarative statements are, every time you write a sentence, it's a declarative sentence. But if you're telling somebody what to do, go take out the trash. The implied subject is you. You go take out the trash, and that's called an imperative. An imperative means it's an order. It's imperative. Anyway, switch from masculine to feminine mode. That's an imperative here. Set the table, cook dinner, and ask him nicely to help clean up. Today I'm going to go to a Chinese. Oh, by the way, today is episode number 1488. 1488, and it is Chinese New Year's Eve. Yay! I think Southeast Asians use all East and Southeast and Northeast Asians use the certain lunar calendar, and tomorrow is the first day of the next year. And the next year, I think it is our year plus 2,697. So anyway, we're in pretty high numbers right now. See, add 2,000. I was like, I was looking into that right now. Week 5, effective marriage communication in your Rules Weekly Pep Talk. So I'll read this ahead. Your Rules Weekly Pep Talk. When you can effectively communicate with your marriage partner, your home life will run smoothly. Marriage has more to do with your mindset than your circumstances. When your higher self focuses on the many things you could be grateful for, and you cheer each other on every day, then the odds of finding a win-win solution in your daily battles will increase. Married women often think, if only I had more money, more childcare, more vacations, then I would be happy. The reality is you can have all of those things and still want more, or fight about your vacation, or whine about all the things you don't have, instead of being thankful for what you do have. Gratitude is key to creating a happy marriage. Emmett Fox tells a story about helping people with emotional problems and depression. He stated that he enjoyed working with wealthy people the most. Why? Not because they could pay his fee or make a large donation. Working with the wealthy actually saved him many, many hours of treatment, because these clients already knew that money didn't solve their problems. They were rich and still had problems. This allowed Fox to get straight to the source of the problem without the client resisting. So many times people come in for help thinking, if I could just have $1,000, I could solve my problem and be happy again. Fox says money doesn't solve the problem, and the wealthy already know that. This week, you will focus on being happy you married the person you wanted, and that you are blessed with so many wonderful experiences and memories with him every day, regardless of your financial situation or how you feel about what is not going your way. If you're not out there dating again, you're having a good married life. Now, that will be week 5. In week 4, what we did was marriage is a partnership, so be a team player. We read the key points of marriage is a partnership, so be a team player week. It is your partner the primary decision maker. You have to say, yeah, not kidding. Yeah, we really aren't kidding. Empowered partner. Now you have to choose your battles carefully and choose where to invest your time and energy. Why do I have to give up my power at home when my partner already married me? And marriage is a dance of the masculine and feminine. Let the masculine lead on the dance floor of marriage so you don't stumble over each other. So then we read the parts from today. So, curb your enthusiasm. Okay, I'll read this subtitles. Okay, marriage. Okay, create respectful marriages and partnerships. This was week 4. Marriage is a partnership. So marriage is a partnership. So be a team player. Is your partner the primary decision maker? Not kidding. There's an empowered partner. Sure. Be on the saint plan. Not fair. You're thinking it's not fair. Just do it. It's less work in the long run. Curb your enthusiasm. That's interesting. So we've got a really, really, really good set of. If you're thinking of marriage, this is something that I can only be a buddy about. Of course, I'm a rules buddy. I am not a rules coach, by the way. And I can only see marriages, and I see some that are really cool. Like from the outside, John Clark's marriage is really, really, really neat and happy. And he's always grounded. If you think about it, Barbara must be doing aerial flips around him, to make him feel grounded. John Clark is probably laughing now. Anyway, Barbara Clark is probably laughing too. So I want to talk about the 1488 numerology. It's also so fortuitous because tomorrow, 1489, 1488 is so fortuitous for my show because 1-4 or 4-1 would mean enterprise, business enterprise. And 88 is to create wealth and wealth. So double my wealth and double my double my enterprise and double my wealth. Well, it doesn't say double my enterprise. It just means work once. But that is New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. And I don't know the name of it. I don't know the number of the year. But anyway, today I will be going to a dumpling making party. We do these dumplings. We make dumplings. We, depending on where you're from, sometimes they actually make the skins on site too and roll them out. And then we make dumplings. It's like soup, eat, have fun, talk. Okay, so I will talk to you again later. It will be a good day today and tomorrow. Okay, old Kinder.